All right, we're gonna go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're live. What's up, boys? This is Society of Misfits, episode number 2. Newfound co-host Guy Hatfield in the flesh. We're back with Miles and myself, Jacob Evans. Yeah, how we doing, guys? We chilling?
I'm doing good. About to go work out after this podcast. I know you guys are a little bit too big of pussies to do that, but it's okay. We can't all be alpha males here.
Hey, man. You know, we all have our priorities, and the gym is definitely a priority. But sometimes the schedules don't align. You know.
I know. Sometimes beating my meat gets in the way of things too. Speaking of the gym, though, I've been seeing a lot of idiots there.
Oh, yeah?
Do you guys ever see idiots when you go to the gym?
Oh, all the time.
Like fucking bona fide douchers.
Every time I worked out with you.
Well, yeah, what's funny is I used to think I was like the biggest idiot at the gym. And ever since I went, I've been going with you and
You're
Danny.
like, damn, we're normal.
Yeah, we're actually not that bad because I saw this one guy, well, actually I have two stories. So the first one is I know a guy who is like 140 pounds, maybe. And he sent me this text. He was like, new PR of 265 pounds bench press. And in my mouth, I'm like, huh? What? I'm like, how much do you weigh? And he's like, 140. And I'm like, damn, dude. But this guy's like he's not even that big. I'm like, how do you expect me to believe that you are lifting almost like twice your body weight? Or is that, yeah, twice your body weight. I'm just like, damn. I don't see how that's even possible when you're that small.
That's like a fishing story.
I've seen some really skinny guys who, when they arch their back to get into position for the bench press,
You told me about
they're
this, yeah.
so fucking skinny that it like creates like a bridge, and there's barely any space that they have to travel.
Mm-hmm.
And aside from that, I don't see any way in hell that someone that small could have done that.
I know.
But I don't know things. Not trying to call anyone out, but I'm skeptical.
Do we know this person?
I do.
I
Yeah.
saw a picture of him.
I've never met him.
Skinny
No.
mini.
No, I went to.
Um,
I was
Athens or
no. ODU. Yeah, I was dumbfounded. I'm like, damn, dude. I mean, if that, I'm not trying to talk any shit either. But if that's true,
yeah, fuck
then,
that guy.
if that's true, then that is absolutely insane, and props to him. But I just can't see it. I'd have to see it with my own two eyes
Yeah,
to
proof
know.
or it didn't happen.
I'm like, damn.
Come on, bro.
But the second story I was gonna bring up is I hate the dudes who like go to the gym just trying to do too much weight to like look cool. You know what I mean?
And it's always like bench or some fucking arm curl.
Yeah.
throw
Well,
their whole back into their curl.
or legs, dude. This guy was doing fucking legs and oh shit, he was skinny too, and he was with a group. It was when I went and did back day at like 10 o'clock at night. Remember when I missed it, so I had to go
Yeah.
late, and I went there, and these guys walk in. It's like 5 of them, and this guy starts squatting. He's squatting like 185, and could barely get like 2 reps up. So he's like, "Yeah, let's go up to 205." You know, I'm like, what the fuck? Like you're not getting any better by doing like 1-2 reps and killing yourself and then just upping the weight. Like you're gonna injure yourself,
Go
dude.
back to bed.
But it's like you gotta do as much weight as you can, no matter what. Even if your form sucks, which his form's so bad, dude. His form is so bad. Like it literally looked like his spine was just gonna like bend in like half. The way he was holding this bar, he's like.
Well, no one ever wants to be that guy who like goes up to someone and goes, "Hey, dude, you're doing that wrong." But like sometimes you feel like it's the right thing to do because like you see people and you're like, "Whoa, you're gonna hurt yourself, dude."
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep seeing this guy when I work out, and this motherfucker comes in, has the most obnoxiously big headphones on, like, ever. Like, he looks like he's doing the Iditarod and he has some earmuffs on.
Like the Beat
that's-
Studios?
Yeah, some shit like that. And he just fucking marches around like he owns the place. And then he always, whenever he sees me, he's like, how's it going, buddy? Or, what's up, buddy?
Yeah.
And I
Buddy,
hate when
dude.
people call me buddy, dude.
Like your
Hate that shit.
little guy. Like,
So I noticed that this guy, whenever he finishes a set, it's always followed by this noise. Gah!
I'm putting up so much weight.
Motherfucker has to be at least 6'2", and he was doing shoulder raises with the 8-pound dumbbells.
8 pound?
8 pound. He finished up here. Drop that shit. No matter what lift, every set. And if that dude's watching this and is like, I wonder if they're talking about me. Yes, motherfucker, I'm talking about you. Eat shit and die, you bitch.
5%.
5%, dude. Hey, don't be hating on 5%. I take their shit. Dude, they're 5% pre-workout to kill it. That's absolutely unreal. I love that stuff.
I love their shit. They're
Yeah.
pre-workout.
I'm running out of aminos. I gotta buy some more. But it's helping, dude. I
My
mean,
second bang today.
really?
Yeah.
Is that good or bad?
Well, it's a lot of caffeine.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I can handle it, though.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a coffee addict, so I can't really hate on that.
I'm not an energy drink guy, but coffee.
Yeah, you
Coffee,
know, I
coffee,
think I
coffee.
might start doing Adderall. I feel like that's something
Can you get a prescription?
I'd have to buy it illegally.
It's pretty easy to get a prescription if you went to your
I want to
doctor.
know that though.
If you went to your doctor, you get I would recommend 5-Ants.
Well, I tried to
Non-addictive and time released.
get diagnosed with irritable bowel syndrome so I could get a medical card. And I walked in there looking like this, a little bit high, and said that I would poop too much. And they immediately called bullshit on that. And I thought it was that easy to where you're just like, hey.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey. But it's not.
No,
They will call you out.
You have to have. It's
Motherfuckers.
got to be a mental health.
Yeah.
You have truly no problems, and you want that card.
I know,
You
it
have to
sucks.
see that you have to say that you have somebody whispering in your head, or you're seeing things,
But
and you will.
I can't buy guns then, right?
It all depends. Like that Florida shooting at or Stoneman Douglas or whatever, Nicholas Cruz that killed the 17 people. AR. They did
He had an AR-15 and he only killed 17.
yeah, but
Which is a bad shot.
he they had his like intervention when he was getting interrogated by the police or questioned. He kept saying that the demon told him to do it, and the cop was like, "You do any drugs?" And he's like, "Yeah, I did. I smoked pot, and I did Xanax." Like, well, how often did you smoke? And he's like, "Not often because it was illegal." The cop's like, "Well, why were you worried about that being illegal?" Like,
You just
considering
killed
the situation.
17
Yeah,
dudes.
he's killed people.
He's
and
like,
they're
yeah,
"Ugh."
I mean, the kid's really messed up in the head, and he's like, well, I feel bad when I do it. It's illegal. And he's like, well, you know, he's like, does the demon go away when you smoke it? Yeah, it's gone. He's like, so why didn't you just do that to prevent all this? And the kid's like, because it's illegal. He's like, well, you know, you could have got a medical card if you were hearing and seeing shit like you say you are. I didn't know that. I just figured it was illegal. He's like, well, you can get a medical prescription for it. The kid was just, well, you know, I didn't want to do it, and like, but it made the demon go away, this and that. But if it's
Bullshit.
from the
Fuck
cop's
that
standpoint, if it's that easy, you just make up an assumption in your head and say, this is what's going on in my head. Getting a medical card for that is probably a cakewalk.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's not like they know. They can't fact check what I think.
No, that's what everybody's. Anytime somebody does a heinous crime, it's always, oh shit. Well, I'm not right in the head, so you can't.
You can't
gotta
send
go
me to
put me-
death,
yeah.
bitch. Yeah.
You got to go put me in a
Yeah.
luxury mental hospital for the next 40 years. Like,
Yeah, I'm mentally unstable. I just murdered 17 people. Yeah, yeah, that's dude. The legal system. Since we're on the topic, dude, the legal system has some fucking flaws
Yeah,
in it, man.
dude, considering I got charged with disorderly conduct for making jokes, I would say it's pretty fucking flawed.
Yeah.
'Cause
Well,
here's the
I mean-
deal in America, not to interrupt, but I gotta go on this rant.
Oh god. Here we go.
Everyone talks about white privilege, right? Now, a white guy with long hair as so is basically the missing link between white and black people. Because I get all the fucking shit from cops. I get searched for no reason. I've had a gun pulled on me twice. And the only crime I commit is smoking weed and sometimes vandalizing shit. And sometimes breaking and entering, but it's abandoned places. So
there's a background when they pull your name up, though.
I've never gotten caught doing crimes. Aside from the grinder. So
Oh, that was a shit.
they search me for no fucking reason and shit all the time.
This was
But
like
here's the deal.
2016.
Yeah. When I got in trouble with the jokes. Oh, I've never gotten in trouble for exploring.
Well, I think you told me that one day when you came over to my house before we went to Hell's Gates. I think that's it. Or no, it was before we went to the Ridges in Athens.
What?
That story with the cops had just
Oh,
happened, like, that week or
the
previous
disorderly
week, yeah.
conduct one. Yeah, I know it was a sophomore. I know I made the jokes over the summer. Then it was like the school year was when they were like, "Hey, fuck you, disorderly conduct." But anyway,
Fuck you.
so I was a white guy with long hair. I get the shit from the cops, and I have no hope of ever getting any reparations because my family was never slaves. And if I am to get shot by a cop, there's not going to be
warning.
a public outcry. So it's worse than being a black guy in America. All right, what were we talking about again?
I mean, to go off that,
The
though,
legal system.
Oh yeah, the legal system.
There's. I'm gonna sound very right wing in this. I don't believe that there's much privilege. I mean, but growing up in a like middle class area, we don't see it as much. But you got to think about that, and especially our school being white dominant. There's not many other races. But if you look at other schools, there's minority scholarships.
Yeah.
Asian heritage is expected to score way higher on tests, and if they don't, they get cut from. As opposed to like where we're dealt cards to where you're expected to have your head on straight, come from a good family.
Yeah.
And if you're not squared away at the age of 17, as a shitbag.
Well,
You're
White
not,
trash.
You're held to
yeah,
a higher
fuck white
standard.
trash.
You're held to a higher standard for virtually no reason, even though you're a kid the same as other kids.
Yeah.
Well, just stereotypes, dude.
Ridiculous.
There's stereotypes for like every race, and it's just
Yeah,
like
Asians are good at math.
yeah. Well, not even that. Just like if you don't meet
That's a
the,
good one.
I mean, yeah,
That's a cultural thing, but it's
Yeah.
true.
yeah. If you don't meet the stereotypes though, then it's like you can't go any places, you know. So if well, like so, it's the stereotypes that screw it over for the different types of people. So like black people. I mean, the stereotype is that like crime and all that shit. Well then
It's like not every black person's a criminal.
yeah, I mean it could be like there's white criminals too, obviously, but like
Yeah.
if the black guy's got his head on straight and stuff, he's still gonna get treated like the criminal black guy because it seems like there's more of those people.
Well, if there's like so as like a normal-ish white guy, when I see a bunch of fucking hicks with their dip and shit, no offense, walking down the street with their Confederate flags, I'm like, seriously, dude, you realize you're making the rest of us look bad? And that's probably how like a normal black person feels when they see like on the news that some black guy like shot a dude or stole something. They're probably like, dude, seriously? Or like, I mean, insert stereotype here. They exist for a reason. And we can't address it because everyone's ready to jump down your throat for being racist, even though you're not saying like, oh, Group A is inferior to Group B.
That's racist.
That's racist.
What you say though
Yeah.
is not racism.
Like, if you're
because
like-
you are not affecting a race by what you say.
Well-
now, if you prevent a black, like let's say you're the owner of a business and you prevent a different race from being hired just because of their skin color, that's racism. But if you just say that you don't like a certain race, that doesn't make you racist because you're not affecting them at all.
Yeah.
It's just speech, dude.
That's pushing towards the topic of hate speech at that point,
Yeah.
You
more
just
than stereotypes or anything.
gotta realize you're in dangerous water when you're at that point.
Right.
The whole subject is dangerous and not really permitted to talk about it. Like, who are we to have opinions on it?
I mean,
Yeah.
Per se, but
like, I wish
we grew up in an area where none of that has really ever happened.
I'm
None of us have been
yeah.
exposed to that.
I'm
True.
a well, I lived in
Today.
Newark for 2 months.
That is rough down there, but you got to think.
Yeah, no,
Like,
it gets way
Ohio's
worse.
biggest problem is
Crackheads.
drug overdoses and crackheads and such like that. But
Now we've been exposed to that.
Yeah, but we live in a predominant Republican county, and there really isn't much left wing activity outside of people on Twitter who are too young. So
Facts.
you don't get outside that much.
Or they are old enough to vote and they just don't vote, but then they act like they know everything about politics.
Their opinion doesn't matter.
Well, it's like a poor
Your
white
opinion
guy.
matters when you vote.
I
That's mine.
really would like there to be white privilege. Like, if I had like a leg up over everyone else, like, fuck yeah,
Fuck
that'd
yeah.
be cool. But I don't. Nothing ever goes my way.
Yeah.
So summing up for
Where's my white privilege?
If you didn't have bad luck, you'd have no luck at all.
Exactly.
This whole dude, there's so much stuff that I learned in college that like makes my head spin, dude. Like in one of my communication classes, we learned about privilege, mansplaining,
Probably man spread.
yeah, something like that.
Is that like when a
And-
man spreads his legs?
Yeah,
and has
that's a big topic.
Oh yeah, I saw a video about that. Sorry, but
No, you're good. Just keep in mind, this is like a communication culture class, so we're supposed to be learning about like different cultures, like Asian, Indian, all the above. But instead, this name, this communication culture, is just like a mask for what you're really learning, which is indoctrination about like a liberal agenda, in my opinion, because what we learn in there is basically all the talking points of a Democratic nominee for president's campaign, like LGBT, hate speech, censorship, all that stuff. Like, they want to ban anyone who says anything they don't like all that stuff. I learned in these communication culture classes where, like, we were learning about gender, and it was male, female, and transgender. And I'm just like I mean, that goes against that's like a very opinionated thing to learn, in my opinion. So, it's just crazy, dude. Like what colleges and universities and all the above, all the higher education they're doing to kind of like put this down your throat.
Well,
all this crap.
What I think's going on is that all of this like social justice bullshit and the left versus right bullshit that's been going on since we were little kids, and like it feels like shit just doesn't change. People just get whinier.
They do.
I think this is just a big ploy to distract us from what's actually going on, where these big tech industries like Facebook and shit are trying to take over shit. Now, bear with me. So they're obviously banning conservative things from social media platforms.
YouTube's in hot water
Yeah.
for that right now.
So they already they're already showing whether
We'll probably get banned.
whether they admit it or not. They're already showing that they're definitely trying to control the political discussion by banning conservative thoughts from the platforms. Now, I think that's just to create, tension between both sides so they can go and do their bullshit. Because look at, like, Facebook's backing or coming out with their cryptocurrency Libra and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So who's to say, like, in the future they don't say, like, they don't try to get Libra to take over the US dollar to where they've now overthrown the United States currency. Like, if you guys want to see a better video with more facts and less rambling about this, check out Tim Pool, his YouTube channel, where he touches on this, and he's less of a moron than I am, so he probably would be able to explain it a little bit better. But
Wait, so how long is this video?
his video, I can't remember. Like,
Is it pretty long?
minutes. Yeah, it's too long for us.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say we can pull it up.
I mean, if you want to look into it, look at Tim Pool, where he has all the proof of them banning conservative thought, and then he touches on Libra and how in the future they could do things like, say, if you use Libra over the US dollar to purchase this, you get a discount and stuff. So people will start using that more. And since it's Facebook, that's a cryptocurrency where, everyone and their mom's on fucking Facebook. Like,
Cryptocurrency is a fad, though.
Old ladies are addicted. I don't know, dude. Like,
if you look at it, though, the U.S. dollar, statistically, like with inflation and stuff, and we owe, I don't know, like correct me if I'm wrong, like $16 trillion or something in debt.
Yeah,
The
we
U.S.
keep
dollar
spending.
is less and less valuable, and the way like it works is if we go into a recession or something, we're fine, we inflate, the bubble goes away. That bubble can only get so big before it bursts. The U.S. dollar is basically worthless. It's right now, and it has been, the hot topic currency. We go off, the world revolves around the U.S. dollar. When countries start realizing that and they realize it, but it just going to take some time to make the jump to not use it. But if other countries come together and say, hey, their dollar is worthless, we're all fucked. So I wouldn't go to say that cryptocurrency, especially in the United States, will be. I think the U.S. is just gonna fucking fall apart one day.
Yeah,
Hopefully
and
we'll
the
be
tech
long gone.
giants are gonna fucking take
Yeah,
over.
but and back to what you were saying about left and right and how YouTube specifically, and then Facebook,
Twitter.
they have these guidelines and standards that everybody have to follow. Recently, Vox was involved with some guy for Vox, I forget his name, made a spiel about Steven Crowder, about him.
He called like the Steven
And he got him
Crowder
banned,
called the
right?
dude like a gay
Got him-
little. He was like, "Look, you're a gay little Mexican."
Yeah,
I know they banned Steven Crowder, and
they demonetized him.
yeah, he was wearing a shirt that said something like "Socialism is for
Fags.
figs," and it had like a fig on it.
Uh,
And then they said like they said, I think they said to monetize him again, all he'd have to do is remove the like the link to buy that shirt. And it's like like Steven Crowder's like a comedian. It's a
yeah, he's
comedy act, and a lot of his shit makes me laugh. Some of it I'm like, yeah, it's not that funny,
He's
but a lot of
very-
it makes me laugh.
and he stays within means of his comedy too. It's like he'll piss off people on the left, and you can piss them off all day long.
Yeah,
And they just get worked up. And Facebook they say they have guidelines and YouTube that are standardized for everybody to follow. But at the end of the day, it's like the people with a right wing view are attacked.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
they're said to be like heavy, like far right wing people when they're not. But at the end of the day, it comes down to that's not right what they're doing. But the beautiful thing about the U.S. is it's freedom of speech.
yeah.
You can do and say what you want. Hate speech does not exist unless you're calling to violence to somebody, which is already illegal.
Well,
Yeah.
here's what concerns me is like freedom of speech is like these big tech companies are just ignoring that. They're like, oh, you're thinking the wrong thing. Fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like we can't do that.
The small man
Like-
can't intervene with that.
Like
You're just forgotten.
you're
about.
allowed to stand here and tell me that you have an 18-inch dick if you want to, and like I don't have to believe it, but I don't think you could get deep. You should get deplatformed for it.
Right.
Yeah, it's more or less comes down to YouTube. The way I see it, Facebook, those companies, they gain popularity. Not that they need any, because they're well established and they've done everything to be very successful. But they agree with the left because there is more left, which elevates their platform, and you spark up some controversy with somebody as big as Steven Crowder, who's got like 4 million followers. Lefts are gonna love that. People are gonna get pissed off, and that's only just gonna make the views go up.
Exactly. Like they're
And they're just
pandering
gonna do
to
what
the
they want.
crowd. I think a lot of the reason is people are kind of they're aiming to the audience of people our age and like a little older and a little younger, but right around our age. And I think that they think most people in that age group kind of have that SJW, super left, super socialist.
It's all about what
idea.
they're learning in schools now.
Yeah, and they push that in schools, and they're like pandering that to us. So that's why all this shit, like the social media places, like Safe Space, all that bullshit, it's like they think that's what the crowd is. And maybe the dumb crowd is all into that, but like most people are like, fuck that shit. Like,
It's more the left's a lot more outspoken because it just seems like conservatives.
Everybody has a leftist opinion. All of us in here, we're not hard or very
Yeah.
hard conservatives. We all share.
I'm in the
equal-
middle. Like,
thoughts with lefts, that's why it's easier, like you're saying, for them to be outspoken, because they'll say things that I will agree with, though I agree more right wing. But there's things that I will. That's right. That's how it should be.
I think the tribal nature of humanity really plays a problem to this, because people like align with whatever party they want, and it's like that's their team, and they just blindly agree with everything that team says.
I had to deal with that at work today.
Yeah, like
these drivers came in for their paychecks, and I gave it to them, and they said they were like missing loads that they did, and this second driver comes in, gets his check. He says the same thing. They're not, though. It's just like this new system. Like the dates are wrong, so they thought like they weren't getting paid for certain days they worked or whatever. So I had to explain it to him. But as soon as the second driver comes in and says something, the first driver is like, "Yeah, man, like, you know, they're cheating us out of our fucking money, man. Like, what the fuck?" And I'm sitting right there, and then so they start getting this like tribal like
their camaraderie.
We're gonna fuck this guy up for taking our money, you know, or whatever. And when the only one driver was in there, it was calm, and I was talking to him and explaining it to him. But as soon as the second guy comes in, the first guy's like, "Oh, I'm gonna hop on the fucking train with this guy, and I'm gonna like we're gonna."
It's easier for them to get. You can't single one out and have a conversation.
No.
But their nature is to, well, if he's jumping on his case, maybe if I yell from the back, I'll show him.
Yeah.
I'm going to get my 2 cents in, and he's not allowed to.
Exactly, because the first guy was pissed, but he wasn't going to be outspoken about it. But then as soon as the second guy comes in and he's being outspoken, then the first guy's like, "Oh, well, then it's okay for me to raise hell too." But then I explained to both of them what they were doing wrong about reading their checks, and they're just like, "Oh." And then the whole thing's over. And I'm
where's the sorry fuckface?
Yeah, there's like, it's like, all right, but yeah.
Listen to this shit.
Oh shit! What?
All right, so ever like think back to when we're little kids. We have our school. We're going to school, like Big Walnut. That's the school we went to. But so we got our sports team, our mascot. And we're all about our school colors. We're all about, you know, our mascot. We're all about our team. And we have a rival school. We're like, fuck that school. Fuck people who go to that school for no reason other than the fact that they go to a different school.
Like Ohio State versus...
So, like, we're little kids, and we're learning that tribal bullshit.
It's like Ohio State versus Michigan.
Yeah, we graduate, go to college, Ohio State versus Michigan. It's like, fuck people who like Michigan. Why? Because I went to Big Walnut. Or it's not even that. Because I live in the state of Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, guys.
Yeah.
And then we go into the real world, and that's when that thought, you know, that way of thinking causes problems, because it's the same with the right and the left. They're like, well, fuck that guy. I can never be friends with him. Why? Well, he's a Republican and I'm a Democrat. Fuck that guy. I can never be friends with him. Why? He's Christian, I'm Muslim. And it's like, fuck you guys. All of you guys who label yourselves into a group, fuck you. You're making my life more difficult because you can't get along with each other. Like, I have said the F word so many times during this podcast. I am a questionable person.
Tally for miles.
Yeah, like ding, ding, ding.
And I still manage to get along with most of the people I come across in the day. You guys, unless you're just awful people, and I'm not as bad of a person.
He's like so mad at the mic. He's like this. He's like
you need to get him a bigger mic.
Yeah. Fucking talking into this robot penis over here.
I thought mine was a robot penis.
It definitely looks more like a like a chode or something. But yeah, fuck those people. Like, why can't they get along?
Well, it's like people align themselves with people who think the same way or look the same, or they look the same or they act the same, or you know, people hate change, dude. People hate different. Yeah. So like, I mean, we're all guilty of it. But if someone's different than you, someone thinks differently than you, you're probably not going to associate with them. And it could be just because you have nothing in common. Because it's hard to associate with people if you don't have anything in common. But like, you don't even give them that chance. If you are building the foundation and you realize that you're not the same, then you're just like, sorry, dude.
Well,
like I'm not going to talk to you anymore, or shit like that.
I just don't understand it, because like, I don't need the people I hang out with to be the same as me and think the same with. Well, like I actually prefer the latter or the other. Fuck the latter. Just made myself look stupid there.
A little bit.
Shut up.
Roll with it.
Yeah.
Beat you up. But like I have a friend and he's Muslim and I love hearing about the shit he believes because it's different. Like I don't get to like listen to that shit in my day-to-day life. And also I get to go, what the fuck, you seriously believe that shit? And it's funny. Like the same as Christians. Like it's like it doesn't matter what your religion. Just don't be a dick and don't bitch too much.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, if everyone's the same, it makes the party kind of suck.
Boring.
You know?
Yeah.
You ever been to a party and like it just seems like nobody's having fun because there's not talking and stuff? And I feel like that's the problem because if you don't have differences, then you're just like sitting around with your beer and you're just like
one of those parties where you have to get wasted to enjoy.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't feel that. Like, I know many leftists. I love them to death. I'm good friends with many of them.
Oh yeah, I know. We know a couple. Yeah.
None of them are the problem. We can agree to disagree, and at the end of the day, I learn something from them, and they learn something from me, and take that and carry that with us. The only problem is the outspoken social justice warrior. It's hard to put a label on that and know exactly who's won until they open their mouth. But there's right-wing people. I would argue just as many that are as bad as social justice.
Yeah.
warriors.
Oh, I worked with one, and he was like, guns this, guns that. I'm like, dude, yes, but shut
There's
the
more to
fuck
life
up.
than that.
Stop, like, showing everyone your Confederate flag background.
And I hate the dude. I hate the people that are like, there's a guy at work that's like this. He's one of these drivers. He's like, that guy was looking at me funny, man. If he even stepped another step towards me, I was gonna whip his ass. And it's like, or you know, they'll be like, you know, yeah, he was gonna meet Mother Teresa because I was about to put a 45 between his head or whatever. It's like, dude, you're not gonna kill anyone with your guns. Like, we get it, you have guns, like that's fine, but you're not gonna kill anyone with them because you go to fucking jail. And then two, you're like 60 years old, you're not gonna whip anyone's ass, dude. Like, your prime is so gone, and like, just quit talking shit because I'm sure they didn't even do anything.
That reminds me of this meme that my boy Matt the Immortal Brown posted on Instagram a couple weeks ago, where it showed a picture of like a skinny dude with his hands like this, and it said approximately 4,000% of men aren't as effective in fights as they think they are. Which is so fucking true, because you just, like, I see people all the time and like, what, you're an MMA fighter? Yo, I can beat the shit out of you. And then they do this little, like, loser's hook is what we call it. And it's like, bitch, like, do you know how easy that shit is to handle? One, I'll see it coming, because your shoulders, like, all this movement. Two, I'll just duck under that and kick you in the gut. Like, and that's how people are. Like, usually people like that, where they're just like, oh man, he's lucky he didn't catch me in a bad mood because I would have really ruined his day and stuff. And it's like, dude, shut up. People who can actually kick ass don't go around talking about how they're going to kick that guy's ass unless it's like a joke.
No.
Like that. I could be wrong in the quote, but Navy SEALs refer to it as quiet professional.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about the glory or what comes with it. About the deed.
Yeah.
And that's a problem with every male is everybody thinks they are the alpha male.
Yeah.
You go to
Ego.
A bar, yeah. I mean, it's just human nature. You go to a bar, you think you kick everybody's ass there.
Yeah, and those are the guys who have never had their asses kicked. I've had my ass kicked so many times at this point where I'm like, all right, I'm not at the top.
Dude, I don't even know if that's the case anymore though. Like, I go to bars and all these guys they look like they're 12, man. I don't think they can kick anyone's ass because they I mean, they just look like, I don't even know. It's like, what are they eating? Because they don't even look old enough to be here, and they're probably not. But they're definitely not 13,
probably
14.
Not eating. I gotta pee. I don't know what it is with like skinny guys being in now. Like, have you ever noticed that? Skinny guys and dad bods.
I was about to say dad bods. Dad bods for sure.
I have a
I'm repping the
six-pack
dad
and I'm ripped. for the first time in my life, and I get laid the least amount, like, ever. Bullshit.
Cause your muscles are scary, bro.
5 foot.
5'6" and jacked. Nobody. That's a rare one right there. Yeah.
I don't know.
What?
Like, I guess I used to think that way too, like being the alpha, this and that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. What do I know about fighting?
Yeah.
Like, I'd like to think that I am a bigger guy,
Mm-hmm.
naturally just heavier and taller than most, but I know nothing about fighting.
No, I don't
if
either,
you put
dude.
alcohol in my system, I'm the best fighter in the world.
You're Conor McGregor, dude.
But
this
5'6"
guy,
Miles would walk up into the bar and cold clock me right in my face, and
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't know.
and he's the kind of
Left
guy
and
that
right.
people would think they could mess with.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like if he bumps someone the wrong way, that guy's gonna turn around and think he can just whip him, and Miles is just gonna throw his ass down in a heartbeat, dude. Miles is a tough son of a bitch, man.
Cookie.
Yeah, that guy he can roll with the biggest of them. He's crazy. Yeah, no, yeah, he is. But he was talking about his first fight. I think he's gonna fight in like September. October's gonna try to do like a real fight in the octagon. So
I would definitely.
yeah,
I used to enjoy fights, watching like car wreck fails on YouTube or people
Mhm.
just get obliterated, just really morbid videos. I got pleasure out of, as every young kid did. Like,
mm-hmm.
oh shit, they just got fucked up. Like, that's awesome. I mean, I'm still young. I'm only 22, but I can't watch that shit anymore.
Really?
I hate watching.
Yeah.
I mean, if I have to confront somebody, I'm going to.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you the last time I did. I don't enjoy confrontation like I used to.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's part of growing up.
Oh yeah. I mean,
What do I have to prove to somebody I've never met? Or
nothing.
same for you. Like, not to sound conceited, we're both in pretty good positions for our age.
Mm-hmm.
Financially, friend groups, families.
For sure.
We have a lot going for us. Why would you take the chance of ruining it for somebody out at the bar that's just a jackass?
Yeah.
I-
Threat and like risk, like going to jail for assault and all that stuff. Just for laying a guy out who looked at you the wrong way.
To prove a point to somebody that was not even worth your breath.
Yeah.
Just waste of space.
I feel that. USB
Oh, I just
device
plugged
not
my phone charger
recognized.
back in.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Well, at least since the sex bots are coming, I should be getting laid again soon.
Oh
I'm
God.
so excited for that because, like, I don't know about you guys, but my favorite part about women is having sex with them. My least favorite part about women is listening to the stupid shit that comes out of their mouth. Not all of them, but usually the ones I have sex with say stupid things. Probably because they're dumb enough to have sex with me.
Wild card.
Just a guess.
Yikes,
But
dude.
yeah, like I grew up on a horse farm, right? And when you go horseback riding, like the horse in front of your horse will just shit, and shit will just fall out of its butthole, and they just won't think anything of it. And that's a lot like
Yeah.
the girls that I know when they talk. It's like you're just watching the horse turds come out of their mouth, and they just keep on moving.
The term
And like they don't even acknowledge the fact that there's just shit coming out of their mouth. Like, whoa,
you know, there's a term
blah,
for that.
blah, blah.
There's an actual term for that.
What?
Verbal diarrhea.
Yeah, verbal. There we go,
Oh my
verbal
God.
diarrhea.
Not horse shit spewing out of your mouth.
Oh my horse feces.
Again, that's just the girls that are dumb enough to fuck me.
Well,
Not women in a whole. I haven't met every girl. Just met a lot of dumb ones.
I will say.
We're very different people, Miles.
Yeah, I was about to say. I'm just gonna say that I've been with the same woman
Yeah, you guys.
my only girlfriend, like love whatever, and I mean there's definitely brilliant females out there because she's brilliant, dude. And
we've been dating about our girls.
yeah,
We're both coming up on 5 years.
you're like a month ahead of me
Not long at all.
because yeah.
Right around the same time period.
No, but that's cool. But yeah, I mean, the ones that are just gonna like hook up with you and stuff, I could see.
Yeah,
that being a problem.
and the reason I
Like,
fuck
they're
those
dumb.
ones is like I don't like putting effort into it. So
Yeah, I mean,
like to
it's
just be like,
it's a quickie, you know.
sit on
like
my face. All right, bam, sex.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like when we were young and 17, like that's always the end goal, is finding a hot chick, trying to hook up with her.
It was
this
so
and that.
much easier before this Me Too shit. Now I'm scared.
Well,
I'm literally scared.
that's not what I'm getting at, Miles.
Oh,
I'm just getting at me and Jacob are more or less 5 years into this now.
yeah,
I think my girlfriend's beautiful.
yeah. Well, I'm
It's,
sure.
it's more or less now, though, it's not about that anymore.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be dating her still for her looks. Like, because that can only take it so far.
Yeah.
Now it's just like, fucking bro. Like, talk like,
Oh, for sure,
talk to me
dude.
about anything.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm at the point where I'm not interested in sex anymore. I mean, like I've gone through the motions enough to where I'm like, there's so many things I'd rather be doing right now. Like the last time I was banging a girl, right after we like screwed, I was supposed to meet my friends for a shroom night.
It's a
And
hell of a party.
yeah, and I could not screw this girl fast enough. Like I was just like, I want to get this out of the way.
So what were you saying earlier about what you think about while you're screwing a girl? Were
Oh,
you thinking of the opposite?
Disgusting things.
Were you thinking of the opposite that time?
I was not thinking about my mom that time.
Okay. Well,
So I don't come. So I don't come. It's the only reason why I think about my mom when I'm having sex with someone.
Okay. Oh God.
Wow.
Dude, I can't, man.
I'm fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
You are. I give it to you.
No,
You're a funny guy.
So anyway,
We're baffled right now about what we're hearing, dude. It's like, holy shit.
well, for you, like committed gentlemen, this is what the life of an animal is like. 'Cause
I'm very sure.
up until
I am sure.
up until I started writing stand-up bits, I just assumed everyone was a degenerate and I was like just a normal person. And I started asking people, "Hey, do you ever like I don't know, waterboard people while they're passed out?"
What is
No,
that?
Miles, I've never done that.
They do it at like
The torture thing
yeah,
simulates drowning.
they do that at what's the
Or
prison camp for terrorists? I forget. Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah,
They
G-Bay.
waterboard people there when they're trying to get answers. They basically just drown them in fucking water and pull their head out and try to get answers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, shit. I
And
know what
like
that is.
people
Horrible.
like
Yeah.
started going, "No, I've never done anything remotely close to that shit." So then I'm like, "Oh, I'm just a fucked up person." But anyway,
I found a place you need to go.
You've done that before?
what? Oh, I mean, I've done similar things. Like,
What?
I mean,
This
this
is
the
news
bullshit
to us.
I've done. Like, I was a sociopath when I was like 17. Where there's this one dude at a party and he had never partied before and he got way too wasted. I fucking handcuffed him to a bunk bed, and
Where's
then
this going?
no,
Oh
nothing
my
gay, nothing gay, nothing gay.
Miles.
No, I handcuffed him to a bunk bed. It's not as bad as you guys think, and I hide the key. And then he spent the rest of the party handcuffed to a bunk bed. And then I forgot where I put the key. So he
Then
had
you
to
forgot where you put his clothes too.
Oh.
Well, you guys trying to take this to a gay spot. Trying to make this gay,
Got
like
him.
I undressed him and butt loved him. But I didn't.
But loved him.
Alright, so back to me screwing the girl. So,
Back to the girls.
before
Back
we
to-
started banging, you gotta experiment sometimes.
No, you don't. You really don't.
Before I started banging the girl, my friend was like, "We got the shrooms, are you in?" And I'm like, "Fuck yes, I'm in."
Wait, so is this girl at the shrimp party with you? Or
No,
you
no,
with
I'm
her?
at her like
Okay.
apartment and I'm gonna leave after I bang her. So we start banging, and
Fucking
I'm
trippy.
doing it,
Lol.
and I'm like, "Why am I not jizzing? It usually takes 30 seconds. Why is it taking so long?"
30 seconds. Fuck.
Called exaggeration because it's funny.
Did you just
JK.
admit that you can't last?
Can anyone?
Yeah.
Well, you guys must be thinking about your moms too.
I'm gonna leave my my sex life off the internet.
All right.
Oh man, I'm not bringing up my sex life. I'm just saying I'm sure there's people who can last longer than 30 seconds.
It was an exaggeration, you freaking monkey. So,
That's the title for this video.
It's like, you ever seen Click?
it's closer to
Yeah.
3 minutes.
That's
You ever seen Click when he's like she wants a massage first, so he fast forwards. It's like,
Like I wasn't busting the nut, and I was doing her doggy style. So, and I swear on my life, this is what I did. I spit into the palm of my hand and throw it on like where her ass meets her back and say, "I just jizzed. Sorry, I'm not a heavy shooter." And she bought it, and I did not bust a nut, and I was like, great, left, did shrooms, had a great time. But the great time didn't start until after the sex.
title for this video.
yeah,
Hold up.
quote of the pod right there. The great time didn't. What was it?
Didn't start until after the sex.
Quote
I was
of the
gonna say that,
podcast.
or hold on, this will only take 30 seconds.
Yeah. Oh shit, dude. Yeah, so if anyone doesn't know, the title of the videos, we're gonna like have the episode or whatever, but then the funniest or like the best quote of the podcast, I don't know why the podcast, we're gonna put it in the title of the video. So yeah.
Just figure it out as we go.
Yeah, we'll just figure it out as we go. So look,
I
you'll see that
would-
quote in the title.
I would say 98% of the times we make these, they're going to be quotes from Miles,
Oh, probably.
not from us.
I say 99.9.
Yeah,
Well, I definitely have.
I'm prone to
lost
say some
all
wild things,
female
but I'm
viewership.
trying to stay composed on the internet.
Fuck it, dude.
I don't
This
wanna-
is this is the no spin zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one has a safe spot here. Safe space, safe.
Well, obviously not from you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Handcuffing guys to beds.
Yeah, hey,
It'll happen.
do you need to make an announcement?
Yeah, don't fucking trust me. Don't turn your back around me. I'll fuck with you. I won't take advantage of you sexually, but I'll fuck with you.
Since we're on the topic, what is like the wildest things you guys have done at like a party? Because honestly, like the most wild thing I've done is down in Athens. I was at a bar and our friend Cord came down, and I literally walked into oncoming traffic to meet him, and I was like, Cord! Just like, dude, I couldn't even. I get in his car, and I'm just like, bro, I'm fucked. I mean, I don't party crazy, but so I probably don't have even that good of a story. Like that's probably lame as fuck.
Well,
But
yeah, for us, usually it's just been like fucking with people, like convince. Oh no, I got it. Death games.
what?
Death games is probably the most fucked up thing we did.
What is death games?
So my friends and I in high school at my friend Wigger's house where we had the
You said Wiggers.
Austin
that's
Wiggers.
his last name, you freaking animals.
No, I was just
Grow up.
I was making sure it's with a
Grow
W. Okay,
Yeah.
just for
Grow
anyone
up.
who didn't hear that
So,
correctly.
I'm at Wigger's house, and we turned a shed into a clubhouse, and we developed a council in said clubhouse, and if you fuck up, like you spill the bong, or you get drunk and pee on the floor, or you puke, there's consequences, and the council decides on the consequence.
Mm-hmm.
We made up the death games, which is where in the middle of the night you go into a field where everyone else, which is at least 6 other people, are armed with airsoft guns, and you stand in the field blindfolded in a panda costume. And the first shot is fired out of a Barrett 50 cal, airsoft gun.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as you feel that shit hit you, you have to make it up into the shed while everyone is chasing you with airsoft guns and one person has a taser.
Holy shit!
Worst night of my life.
You had to wear the panda suit.
Oh yeah. Like, I've gotten tased so many times as a teenager.
Really?
None of which by cops.
Really?
Like, we found this fucking place, like, in Hicksville, and they just had no qualms about selling minors weapons.
Mm-hmm.
So we get freaking high-powered tasers, throwing stars, crossbow pistols. There's like a flamethrower thing,
Mm-hmm.
and we just fuck with that shit while under the influence.
Oh man.
And no
Well,
one
of
ever got
course.
hurt because we were smart.
Right. That's what's important. Speaking of airsoft, dude, I haven't played airsoft in so long, and I still have a gun, but we haven't been able to rally up the troops and actually do it.
No one wants to.
I think
Fucking video games.
that's a good point too, dude. Like I feel like as we grow older, we just don't do anything.
Yeah.
Like I've been home from school for like a month and a half now, and I probably have done something fun like 3 times.
Yeah.
3-4 times. Like went anywhere, hung out with friends, whatever.
My life's just like work to the extent where it's like
Work, gym,
Yeah.
sleep, repeat.
work, gym, train, and it's like I can't fucking take time off of that because that's like my livelihood. But at
Yeah.
the same time, it's like, damn, I like to kind of spend a day beating my dick and playing Pokemon.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, would you just walk back to? No, we were talking about how like as we've gotten older. Yeah, that's exactly what we were talking about how as we've gotten older, we just like don't do much like crazy stuff anymore. We just have like work, gym, sleep, yeah, eat. Like that's all we do really. We don't have much time to like hang out with friends a lot or
Like,
do
We're
anything.
used to everything now too, so
Yeah.
it's like nothing's like new anymore. Like I think last time on the last episode we talked about how like smoking weed and stuff's not as fun because like half
Yeah.
the fun was the whole like sneaking around with it, going buying the sacks, like blowing out the window with your homemade sploofs and shit. And
Now you're
it's
21 and it's just like
oh, weed, okay,
yeah.
cool. And
Think
it's
for
like,
yourself.
same with like,
My job, that's the forbidden fruit.
oh yeah, true.
30 years from now,
Ah.
I will be in.
It's like
It's not worth it now that I have a good job. But in 30 years, fucking weed.
Fucking Wiz Khalifa.
It's
he's ripped
a hell of
now.
a job.
He's gonna be a cage fighter, isn't he?
I mean, he's training. I don't know if he has any intention of competing.
If Wiz Khalifa does a cage fight, and you don't, which I
am.
know you will.
Tom Cruise and Justin Bieber fight.
It's gonna be sooner than later.
Oh my God, I saw that.
I'm a stud.
When's your first fight? We said September, isn't that right?
No.
Oh,
It's,
no.
looking like it's gonna be January 2020. If I can.
Okay.
Thinking about doing it before. I feeling pretty confident.
Yeah, and I mean the best way to get better is if I.
Oh yeah. I mean, I spar all the time. I was just looking to do it at the Arnold. The
Mhm.
fight series at the Arnold.
Now what's sparring? Is that like a scrimmage?
Yeah, just like with your friends where you
Okay.
punch each other in the face. You don't like brutalize. You avoid like tearing each other's ACLs and knocking each other out. But
Mm-hmm.
you get hit
Okay.
a lot.
Yeah, I
Teaches
see
you
the
to keep
bruises
your-
on you and shit.
Yeah, it teaches you to keep your hands up real fast because there's one time where I definitely, if I did not have that ingrained in my brain to where the hand's not punching or posting, it's glued to your head. If that was not like ingrained into my DNA, I would have gotten dropped because I was fighting a dude and he was way better than me. I felt it like on my glove, the head kick, and I was like, fuck, if that glove wasn't,
You would have been done. Damn.
but yeah.
I could never do something like that, dude.
It's so
Not.
fun.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure it's fun. It's just like
It hurts.
I'm scared to get hit. I
Well,
really am. I'm a
I
pussy.
was too when I first started. Like
Mhm.
having shit flying at your face, you have to like get that out. But like
Yeah.
when you train as hard as I do and as hard as a lot of these people do, it kind of becomes the competition to where like it's like, no motherfucker, I trained harder.
Yeah.
It's not like we don't do it because we like to hurt. Well, I'm sure some do, but a lot of us don't do it because we like to hurt people or we have something to prove to the world. It's because we work our asses off and we want to just see who worked harder, who did more drills, who
Well, that's what it's about. Yeah,
trained
I feel like.
smarter. Like, yeah, you got to drill and drill and drill because there's like I hear people that are like, oh, dude, I watched this video on YouTube. I know how to do this fucking, I don't know, whatever technique, the wushu finger hold. And it's like, it's like, dude, one, that's stupid, and two, even if you watch like correct fighting stuff, just because you watched a video doesn't mean you can do it. Like, it's called muscle memory. You gotta go slow, make sure you know the right technique and your body's doing the right things, and then you build speed, and that's how it works.
Right.
It's like a process, and if you don't do the tedious shit of like, oh, I gotta do like, 50 round kicks with this leg and then 50 kicks with the other leg. Like, if you don't do that, you don't get better. That's how that is.
That's how it is with anything, man.
Yeah. And it's like sports. Like, when you play baseball, I'm sure you're like, wow, I worked so much harder than you. I know I worked harder than you. I'm going to show this other team that I worked harder and trained harder.
like my senior year, I've been playing third base the entire time. And my senior year comes around, and they move a guy who used to be a catcher to third base, and then I get placed in right field. I've never played outfield in my life, but they put me in right field, so they take my spot away for some other guy. And it's just like, I know for a fact this guy has not taken as many ground balls as me, has not done as many quick hand drills, like all this stuff. And he doesn't have the arm that I do, but like I get shafted. And it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So I had a word with the coach about that and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure you've had to work and get better at your job, so you got that full-time position. I mean, I'm sure other people were gunning for that position and stuff. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I wasn't much of an competitor in high school, outside lacrosse, but
Neither was I.
Blacksboro.
I played football, lacrosse, basketball. Basketball was made the team regime.
Yeah.
The regime.
That was fun.
That was at the rec center, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bunch of guys there was guys that played basketball, didn't like to coach, played with us, and the rest of us were just athletes from different sports together and wrecked. Because everybody else in rec is like a joke.
Yeah.
It was fun because we took it serious. We had a Twitter page called The Regime. Our background was Michael Jordan. We would tag each player for the next match their school and just talk shit to them. We took it serious as fuck. It was just fun, but like outside of that, like football, I'd never that.
Nah.
I for the bench quite often. I didn't care. I got to rep the jersey around school. Felt like hot shot. That's what it was about to me at the time. But
dude, when I was in high school, it was middle school. I was still in 8th grade, I think. I joined wrestling because I was way into WWE.
I remember this.
I thought it was going to be like WWE, and I was so fucking fat, and they had me
dude, those
run.
practices are brutal.
They had me run, and it took a week, and I was fuck this. No competitive spirit in me. But as soon as I like did shit and saw like good results from it and saw like this improvement, and then kept going with it and eventually got praise from people, like, the people who train me, like, you're like, fuck, I'm capable of winning. I want to win all the time, so it kind of motivates you to go, like, that much harder.
For sure.
So listen to that, people who sit in their bed bitching about life all day long and going, nah, depression, anxiety. You fucking bitch. Just try to better your life and you will. There you go.
Facts.
Yeah. Self-help. You owe me money for that now.
We can get David Goggins on this podcast.
Oh shit. No, we need to have a lot of people on. I mean, not just like our friend group, but we should get like just like random people.
Yeah.
You know,
As long as they're
it'd be
not
cool.
weird.
Yeah. Oh, we live in a.
All pretty weird.
Yeah, I was about to say we're not exactly the most normal people, but hey,
That's why we're doing this, because we have a unique take on things.
exactly, man, exactly. Oh, where are we at? I think we're at. Yeah, we're at an hour. So.
Oh, real quick though,
Oh, yeah,
I
what's
wanted
up?
to ask you guys. So, rate your sexual performance. 1, 2, 3, go. A scale of 1 to 10.
11.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was gonna say 2, because like, the girl's pleasure, not my concern whatsoever. busting the nut. That's all. And like I said earlier,
Your performance, though, like, what does that mean?
like how well you do. Like, do you take her needs into consideration? Because having sex with me is like you lay there. I'm like, nah. I'm like, all right, see ya.
How does that make your performance bad, though?
Well, I feel like if
Do they not enjoy it?
I don't know. I don't ask.
Well,
But I feel
do
like
they
if
do
they go
they
through
talk?
all the time and it doesn't last that long, and I'm like, see ya, and then block them on Snapchat afterwards, it has to be disappointing.
Do they talk shit? Like, do they
No.
say?
No one's gonna talk shit to you like straight to your face.
I mean, if
How
if
many
you're
girls
not,
have you banged? That's right. Remember, this is the
so,
this is
and she's still with me for 4 years.
this is the degenerate. This is the outlook. You guys looking into the degenerate life. Oh yeah, I mean now it kind of makes sense why I don't get laid that much now that I'm hearing myself talk.
Well, I mean, you're not gonna get many girls if you're saying that you don't give a fuck about how they feel. Like, yeah, hey, have sex with me. You know, I don't really care if you like it or not.
Maybe you like guys.
I give a fuck. No.
Maybe he'd
Have you ever
care.
been with a guy?
That's literally every.
Have you ever been with a guy?
No.
This is the
How
same
do
guy
how
who
do
just said
know
you gotta
if don't
experiment.
like it?
I mean, man ass, girl ass. One is hairy and stinkier.
Or they shave.
Well, all right. So
This
I
is so
imagine
bad.
when two guys have butt sex,
God.
the balls create a sort of Newton's cradle effect as they slap against each
Newton's cradle, dude.
other. And that's not attractive to me.
We're gonna call it there, guys. All right. Be sure to leave a like, comment down below, and hit that subscribe button. Turn the bell on for notifications.
And if you want to see me do anything funny in public, comment section. But I'm not gonna get myself arrested or.
How you gonna film that? Your iPhone?
I don't know. I'll just pay someone to.
Okay. Okay.
Bring
Yeah.
someone with
Make
me.
sure you always film it sideways so that it doesn't look like a fucking like long
I
rectangle.
totally
on the
would have done
screen.
it like long ways.
Oh, I know
until
you
said
would've.
that. Hey, shut up.
I know you would have. But yeah, guys, be sure to follow our socials to be in the description. And we'll have another episode coming out here in a couple days. Expect it early next week, and then we'll have one end of the next week as well. So expect 2 episodes every week moving forward. And yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Sure.